It was the romantic age of travel when railroads were king. Today on AYL, we'll get a glimpse of that era with the recent visit of the big boy to Ogden.
And we'll show you how to keep 1.2 million pounds of locomotive running.
Then we'll visit the place where the railroad era became a reality. The big festivities may be over, but the experience goes on all summer long.
And we'll show you how to make a do-it-yourself railroad trip across northwestern Utah. Blow the whistle and all aboard at your leisure's next.
All aboard!
A 150 years ago, two trains ended up nose to nose after racing each other all the way across the country. And with their cattle guards just feet apart, they drove the golden spike that connected a web of steel from one shore to the other.
And we are walking on that grade right now.
The very grade that connected the country from east to west 150 years ago. And you get to share that history with us. Now, this is not a history lesson, this is hands-on. Grade all the way back out to Kelton.
Well, we went on, I think, a wonderful tour where we got a chance to see the Transcontinental Railroad in Utah as it would be in 1860s.
Well, this changed the world. This was the equivalent of the moonshot at this time. I mean, prior to this time, if you wanted to travel from New York to San Francisco or wherever the case may be, it was very arduous. You'd either have to go to Panama and cross the isthmus, you'd have to go around the Cape.
It is absolutely amazing to think that men with shovels moved that much earth, and you're driving in many of the places along the original rail bed of the Transcontinental Railroad. You could take a mountain bike, you could take we went in automobiles today, but four-wheelers, virtually anything that you can, take out along that road.
You know, they're going to see a lot of marshland, they're going to see the Great Salt Lake, they're going to see views unencumbered by anything other than just the natural landscape. That what they'll see is that grade built by all these people by hand, completing the railroad. They'll see trellises, they'll see cuts, which were made largely by hand, and all that is still out there. 2019 is the 150th anniversary of the Transcontinental Railroad. Everything came together in Utah. Two wonderful efforts, one from the west, one from the east, taking a number of years, and it all culminated in Promontory Summit, May 10th, 1869.
We're hoping that many people will come over the summer and see the Promontory Summit, and so that's what it's all about.
Hopefully this will inspire people to think big and to basically try to figure out what the next horizon is, what the next moonshot is, what the next completion of a railroad is. I don't know what that is, but it's going to be fun to see.
Wow, there was like so much history out here, and we're with all the right people to tell us about it.
And you were afraid you were going to be bored today.
Well, I wasn't afraid. I just when you're coming out here, there's nothing out here. But there is.
To me, there's just wide open space. I love this.
Oh, it's fabulous.
I'm a desert rat,
Oh, you are.
Anyway, right now I want to tell you about the Outsiders Club. Ria and I are so excited about this. This is a free part of our website. You sign up for it, you become a member, but it doesn't cost you anything. And you can go on there, you can download waypoints, you can look at a time lapse of this entire trip from the time we started to the time we end. And all of this stuff is yours, free of charge. So go on our website at your leisure, AYLTV.com, check out the Outsiders, and right now let's move on to our Where To adventure. Jump! That wasn't very far.
Not at all. Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. We're out here on the Transcontinental Railroad tour, and we are just loving it. This is so very cool.
Oh, look, we got fans back there. All right.
Hey, peace out.
So we are stopped right here. This is a very interesting and different trellis. Actually, it is now a box culvert. In the 20s and 30s, they built some of these culverts in here to make them a little stronger. And this one is a stone culvert, which is made out of really big rocks.
It's original too.
Yep.
Well, there's so much more to see. Let's hit the road.
You're seeing very much what it would have been like in the 1860s. It's largely what the Chinese and the Mormon contractors and the Irish supervisors would have experienced here in 1860.
Well, look closely and you can see the rather large railroad spike that wants to come out. And we're going past all the remnants of these different towns that used to be out here. And they used to have them every 10 miles, which just surprises me. It boggles my mind how much it took to make a steam locomotive run. It's nothing like the Hollywood movies, you know?
No.
So we have a limited number of images of historic Terrace, even though it was a sizable town. But this is probably one of the more compelling images because you can see the mountain in the background and the mountain in the background of this historic photo of downtown Paris. This hotel, you can see it right at your feet. That's water pipe and sewer pipe.
Wow.
It's hard to figure out how a building fell apart all the way over there and all the way over there.
So, excuse me, I'm sorry. What is that? A headlight? What is that? That's their headlight, right?
Yep.
At first I thought it was like a clock. but-
Coal-fired.
And so I'm going to walk you into Chinatown and show you material culture, the Chinese experience, so you can understand.
Fine china. Look at that. So we're going to leave it here for somebody else to discover, but there's stuff that's got printing on it, like Chinese dragons and stuff all over here in white china. So you can tell we are in Chinatown. Pretty cool, huh?
This is a really neat, this is just really cool, I think. Something that you bring your family out to look at. I mean, this is Utah history and it's like, it's world history. Chad, check out all this brick.
Yeah. Why aren't you singing your brick house song again?
We're a brick house. Yeah. So where did this come from really quickly? Where
This
did this come from?
actually is part of the office and the shop.
Oh, that's right.
This is not Utah brick, they imported it.
Yep.
So
Came
it's
from
kinda-
California.
California brick.
Yep.
Yep, and that's why it's so airy.
Yeah.
In fact, just a stone's throw from here, not where our crowd is from the BLM and the state history office, but is our Trailhead Adventure, brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATVMC. They don't carry stuff like that there. Here it goes.
Chad, look at this cute little trestle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, don't fall in the cracks.
Oh, that's right. It's only like 6 feet down. It's not gonna. This ain't gonna
6
kill you.
feet? Are you kidding me?
Oh, look,
Totally
Ria. Oh, look.
I know. This is so fun.
Yeah.
Really. There's just something to do out here in the middle of nowhere.
This timber's still pretty heavy. I mean,
I
look
know.
at the size of this stuff.
Yeah. So the train actually came over this.
You sure did.
Yeah. So cool.
Several tons of it all at once. Just think it, a big steel thing lined with bricks.
Now let's take a look at our calendar of events.
On June 22nd, out at the Equestrian Park in South Jordan, is the 11th annual Ride the Brainwave event presented by Children and the Earth.
The event has a 5K race, motorcycle rally, UTV ride, a car show, and a concert series.
Wow, take your pick. There are tons of prizes, vendors, all kinds of activities for the family, and best of all the proceeds go to a good cause. So come on down and show your support. Of course, not everything was building up to the railroad. Some of them actually had to dig it a little bit.
Yeah, there's a big friggin' blasting hole right here.
Yeah, this is a cut. This is an area where you have to go below the natural grade to keep the grade of the locomotives nice and flat. So they just kind of dug a path right through the mountain here.
Yeah.
And of course, we're not going to go in there because there's a mama eagle, and I hear that they get like really persnickety.
They'll pick you up and fly you away.
Like giant tsetse flies, yes. Anyway, this has been a lot of fun today, and we hope you've had a blast with the show.
It's amazing. You got to get out here with your family, your friends, your 4x4s, and just enjoy the scenery and the history.
That's true. Actually, the road's graded well enough. You could probably make it in a car if you took it nice and easy, but man, soaking up the scenery is well worth it.
Yeah, you want to take your time.
That's true. Remember, as we tell you every week, there's adventure around every single bend.
You just got to get out there and create your own adventure.
At your leisure. We're going that way because the eagle is that way.
All right.